has arrived on scene to give corrections to the non-believers. So before she corrects me, here's my quick and early take on her. She's well worth the 80 coral if you got her through the shop in my opinion. She will benefit anyone with built-up coordinated attackers, which I know most have, as Yinlin, Mordefi, and Zhezha are some of the most popular units in team comps, and for good reason. By the way, yes, they also work for Baizha and Yuanwu, so you can get more mileage out of their coordinated attacks if you use them, but she works best with those that I already listed. Also, does anyone know if this works with Jion's outro, since it does say it's a coordinated attack? Anyways, the good thing about her is that she's simpler than she comes off, and her main delegated role is easy access healer with her skill and forte, and coordinated attack buffer, which lasts for 28 seconds and doubles the coordinated attack damage. She provides additional little things like vibration damage, stance breaking, and some small grouping, but in my opinion it's best to not even factor those things in as roles, since you can't reliably use the specific thing that you need when you need it without using her ultimate for a free pick or planning ahead by relying on RNG. Kit-wise, you don't need to highly invest into her. I would say at best 6 to 8 on her skills depending on your resources and how often you think you'll actually use her. But first and foremost, unlocking her additional passives should be on the list. I say 6 to 8 for specifically her skill and forte, since healing and most of her damage is tied to that, but you're mainly leveling it for the healing part. Her liberation is also just for that final auspice to fit the odds that you need and provide nothing more than that small little bit of extra damage. This is also kind of a small thing, but she's really good at pairing, and what I mean by that is that all of her options are basically available. I'm talking about basics, plunges, charge, and all auspices, and her full forte gives some invincibility. Her headbutt too is like oddly satisfying to parry with, and I don't really know why. Other than that, her biggest boon is her outro. With all the goods though, she has some drawbacks, mainly in her strengths as they are also her weakness. Since she can't dedicate a role in her jack-of-all-trade nature, she's not awesomely powerful in any of them. They're kinda just there. Same thing with her damage potential. She's not an attacker, so she falls behind typical ones, but she's also not as bad as dedicated healers like Verena or Baicha. The silver lining of the attacker part though is that she can become a bit better through her sequences, as they all pretty much just buff her personal damage, but good luck with that. Also, her playstyle may be a bit clunky, but that's something I think that can be alleviated over time and as you play her a bit more. This is what I want to see for niche-specific 4-star characters. They have their niche, but it's not something so specialized that there's zero purpose to even consider them, or you really need to wait for future characters to make them shine, which isn't even a guarantee. She's out and she has a purpose off the rip, with expanding potential as we get more coordinated attackers and potentially more support echo sets. I think of her in a similar way to Yuanwu in that regard, in his specialized role in electrifying creatures. Youhu provides power to select units that are popular on most teams, is a big chunk of damage while also providing healing and some additional benefits sporadically. Youhu in my eyes is worth it for those 80 coral, but if you don't have coordinated attackers built, don't have resources, and are good with what you have, she may not be the best use case for you just yet. But her main functions are serviceable in healing and fantastic in her outro. She's fun and quirky, which adds some extra cute and funny action to your team flexibility, so if you want that, then you may want her. But I want to know what you all think about her as these early days and how you've been using her. Are you going full ooh like Rexlin, or are you just sticking with what she does best? Did you get her from the shop, or did you get lucky with Jion's banner? For me, I had to buy her in the shop, and then I only got one extra after 70 plus pulls and one Tiger Twink later. Will she become a 4-star you'll invest in? Like and sub. In any case, I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me take your time, and be safe out there.